This is a 42-inch Vizio HD. It's 2007 GV42L FHD TV 10A. And what it did was it powered on. The Vizio logo on the front lit and did not turn orange, which is a classic warning sign for a bad power supply. Bad power supply is right there. It did not turn orange, and instead this screen just remained black. So when I originally picked it up, I assumed it was bad caps in the power supply. I didn't pay anything for it. I figured it was worth a shot to replace it. Unfortunately, when I opened it up, the power supply appeared to be fine. I did some quick voltage testing, and you could hear relays cycling on the main board, and you had a warning light, a code light flashing on this, I guess that'd be the right side LCD panel if you're looking at it from the front of the TV. The driver module there, I had a code light. I couldn't find anywhere online that would decipher the code. Number, flash, sequential kind of thing. Maybe it meant nothing. I'm not sure. But the power supply just seemed fine. When the relays would cycle, I'd get some voltage dropping, but it was like the relays would click a few times and then shut down, and the TV would give up. So I think I'm one of the rare folks with a bad motherboard. So if you've got your TV this far apart, you're probably already ahead of the rest. I'd love to make you a video on a bad power supply, but I don't appear to have one. So, follow the instructions online to check the voltages coming out and make sure they're all good to go. Mine were. I had to choose between the flashing driver and the main control board, and it made more sense to me that it was a main control board issue. So that's what I did. I've just now got the parts back in the mail, so we're going to put her back together. I'm going to go get my little monster, and we're going to have a father-son TV fixing time, or he's going to scream at me and I'm going to fix the TV. Either way, we're going to put it back together, and I'll show you the parts that I picked up. When I went to source a main board, I found I could buy reconditioned ones, a couple of different places. I think they range between 150 and 200 for what I saw. Or I found a place called ModusLink PTS, and you could ship them your board and they would test it and repair it. I opted to do that. I was quoted $100. Ended up being $115 or something with shipping, but I was quoted $100. And the reason I did it was I wasn't entirely sure this is the problem. And they said that if it wasn't the problem, that I would be charged a $50 bench fee, and they'd send my board back to me. I was hoping that I'd get some sort of explanation. I didn't. I didn't get my own board back. I got somebody else's board. It's a completely different part number. I suppose that makes sense if the boards they have got problems in them. So overall, I'm pleased. I wish their invoice would have included a brief description of what they found wrong, if anything. The fact that I just got somebody else's board back makes me wonder if my board was ever actually tested. I don't know. I do have this board. It is different, but all the connections are still there, so we're going to go ahead and put it in. You got that in the bucket. Good job. What? You want that bucket? Okay. At first glance, the board is clean. A lot of the caps are leaning over. I don't suppose that's a real big problem, but some of them have been clearly walloped pretty good. Oh, you need a kiss to make it better? Okay, come on. I'll give you a kiss. Oh, is that the one? Oh. It doesn't appear to be any worse condition than the one I sent them, and all the ports appear to be in the right places, but I have nothing wrong with the ModusLink company. The turnaround was fine. The price was nice. I just, here's how I could tell it wasn't mine. That isn't the same tag. I just wish they'd included a description of what was wrong with mine, rather than just their tech people said if the bill was 100, then yours was broken. If the bill was 50, then yours was fine. And that's the entire extent of the information I got from them. So if they ever see this, give your customers a little more. They want to know a little more. So anyways, let's go about putting this in. It's now been out almost 2.5, 3 weeks, so it might take me some time to find out which of my jar of screws goes where. Before we get too wild and crazy about putting the whole thing together, it might be good to test it. We'll know that we have won if I see a blue screen. Okay, so here it is. Now before, when I'd punch the power button, the Vizio would glow blue, which is the proper color, and would not turn orange, which is the trouble color. Yes, that is bird crap still on the screen. I'm just making a shot at fixing trash. If I'm successful, and this little bad boy here comes on when I punch this button, well, I've gotten a $700 TV for $100. If I'm unsuccessful, I'll have spent $100 on, I guess, my own personal entertainment. So here we go. Well, it didn't turn on. I don't know yet. Yes! Ha ha! We got it! That is living proof that you really need to teach yourself enough to troubleshoot these things. Yeah, I see that. Is it broken? You know what else is broken? Your high five machine. Uh-oh. That's never a good noise. What's uh-oh? What do you think these are? I think they're the little black ones. Should I put the little black ones in? Fascinating. You can see that it is not the same board because the cutouts no longer line up all the way across. So clearly if I tighten that down, I'm going to damage it. So I'm going to go and get the die grinder out and snip that little corner off there so that it fits. So I extended the cut by 1/2 inch. It now clears. In inspecting the various cables, I can say that these are tighter than I would like. I don't know what the black and the brown do, but they're a little tighter than I would like, but they do appear to be okay. I'm stoked. Stoked that I was able to fix this thing. This, people, is why it pays to not be useless. I tell my students all the time, I don't care what you do for a living, just don't be useless. So, put the rest of it together now. There it is. It's channel scanning. It's not going to find any because I don't have an antenna hooked up to it. Hey, you've been a great helper tonight. I've pulled a pair of rabbit ears off of 2 TVs that are in the pile waiting to meet their doom on Blue Smoke Productions. And I made up a bootleg coax connection. And we're about to see just how many channels it comes up with.
Recipient of the Kennedy Center Mark Twain Prize, awarded this year to the incomparable.
Tell me a belly button ring? Have you got your belly button pierced? Yeah, no, let's try it. Shall we?
Will the Premier join me in asking the Chief Electoral Officer to...
Well, we got NBC and PBS on the crappy little bunny ears. Whoa, 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 right.